On today's five-star flex, I got a treat. My man Brandon Jacobs, former New York Giants Super Bowl winning running back, Auburn Tiger, Southern Illinois too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Salute.
sir, man. Hey, been everywhere. And outside of that, the father of four-star Mammoth offensive tackle, Brandon Jacobs. BJ, what's going on, big dog?
Man, life is life, man. All good, man. Out here in Florida right now, man. We just arrived out here. Boys playing against American Heritage on Friday, so we came out to, I'm out here early.
Hey, you know what? Hey, we gonna talk about Milton. We're gonna talk about that for sure. Well, let's start here. Braden is committed to Clemson. You went to Auburn. Your wife went to Auburn. His uncles went to Auburn. I think grandparents might have went to Auburn. Like triple, quadruple legacy, and he chose Clemson. How did that come about?
Well, it came about, when I told Braden, I said, man, listen, this is your recruitment, not mine. My wife said, this is your recruitment, not mine. We love Auburn. Auburn was recruiting them at the time, but they did a piss poor job, man. To be honest with you, they did a piss poor job in recruiting them. They had it in the bag. They probably was a team that had it in the bag more than anybody else, but they didn't put forth much effort. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't think they were truly interested in as we were with him playing there. So we just let Braden handle his own thing, man. And he went to Clemson, fell in love, man. He fell in love with Coach Sweeney, and they ended up. He fell in love with Clemson before Coach Luke got there. He had Thomas, who Braden also liked, but he also liked Coach Luke a lot because Coach Luke was a guy who came over to St. Francis to recruit Braden when he was at Georgia. So they had already kind of started kind of a little bit of relationship. But everything has been great, man. They're still recruiting their asses off. They're trying to call them and they text and stuff like that, man. They're still working and make sure that they lock him in, man. So I mean, just because they got him committed, they still doing more work now than any coaches ever did before he committed.
Oh wow! So listen, Braden becomes his four-star offensive tackle. When did you know he was going to be special?
We went on junior day, man. We went on junior day. He was going into his junior season. They had just offered him that summer before we even went to Buford. They had just offered him. Well, I guess it was after we had got there, but they offered him, and June 1st came around. They called him the day before, and they offered him, and he had already liked it. He was hoping he got the offer from Clemson, and we was on vacation, and where were we? St. Martin, I want to say. We were somewhere, but we had a bunch of our family friends with us, and it was a real big deal, man. So they offered him, and they kept recruiting him, man. Like once they offered him, they recruited him, recruited him. He went up to the school. So when we went to junior day, they had some other offensive tackles there. Mason Shaw that just decommitted from Alabama. They had David Sanders there. They had Miles Waldrop there. He was with some really good, solid players that was in the class of 25. So we sitting in there. It was just him and I there. His mother wasn't there. We were sitting in the meeting with Coach Sweeney and just everybody was there. We was talking about Clemson and football program and the realistic numbers, what people talk about with Clemson and what they're not doing, but never fail to mention the numbers that they do with the highest graduation rate in college football. Next to I think it might be like Yale or Stanford or something like that. They got the highest graduation rate for all players. And they were just talking, man. And I'm like, I said after the meeting was over, man, honestly, if I was a kid looking to go to school and you guys were recruiting me, I'm going to Clemson. I'm closing the book today. We went outside after the meeting was over, and Braden looks at me. I said, look, son, you always coming up to Clemson. You've been to Clemson more than anybody else here. You've been to Clemson more than anybody else here. I know this is what you want to do. We're trying to hold, because I was trying to hold them off. I wanted to give Auburn an opportunity. I wanted to give LSU the biggest opportunity because me being from Louisiana, I wanted him to be able to do what I was never able to do. I kind of lived through my kid a little. I like, that's wrong. I can't do that shit either. So I'm going to let him go do his own thing. So I said, Braden, it's up to you. None of these other guys have been here more than you.
Right.
So I said, this is what you can. All these other offensive tackles in 25 is here. You committing today would make them reevaluate coming to Clemson. Don't. So you want to come here, once Braden commits to Clemson, none of these other guys will commit because you're there. What sense it makes for them to commit to Clemson when they got another tackle that just did the same thing? So we called his mom. We're like, hey, we know you're not here. Braden feels the need. He feels it. He wants to commit now. And that's it. He called his mom, and she said, son, do what you got to do. And he did it. And the rest was history.
That's awesome. That's an awesome story, man. So
yeah, you know, I wanted him to make them reevaluate.
Yeah, I mean, and when you think about it, like Braden, not only did he make people reevaluate at Clemson, but the way that he transformed his body from last year to this year. Talk to me about the process of the reshaping of Braden's body and how he's developed over the past year.
Well, you know, I'm gonna give credit to Buford there, man. They got a good strength and conditioning program. He got there last two Januaries ago, worked out in the weight room, did everything they asked him to do, and it happened, man. They really take good care of a lot of the guys that you know that they have there at Buford, man. Really a really good program. So I would like to credit that, and feeding them. Not the craziest thing. The guy don't really eat a whole lot of bad stuff. He kind of take care of himself. So it's still more transformative left. Left to be done. He's a kid, 6'8", 330 pounds, barely any fat on him. None, just muscle. So move really well. I'm just looking forward to see where he goes from there.
All right. Speaking of Buford, we just heard about how good of a program they are and what they do. Buford is world renowned. Braden just transferred from Buford to Milton a week before the season. There's all time in Atlanta. That's one of the more controversial topics in high school football right now. Walk us through that decision and how has it been for you and your family? Because I know you hear what's going. I know you hear the streets are talking. So I wanted to give you an opportunity for people to hear it out of your own mouth.
So the last football season, last year we got to Buford, and it wasn't pleasant off rip. We had a distraction. He never really got in with the kids, the team at Buford. He never really did. He did as best as he can do from what his mother and I asked him to do. Right. Again, really good program, but things just didn't get started on the right foot with Braden at Buford. So we played the season. He goes coming from St. Francis, a 1A school, goes to a 7A school, starts on the O-line, left tackle. Does his thing. He go through the season, give up 1 sack. But throughout all of that, man, we sensed him not being as happy. Okay. Wasn't as happy. He knew what he had to do. Just wasn't as happy there. But the season was over. Braden sits me down and he said, Daddy, I don't want to be here. And this is after last season. I'm like, son, you at Buford. This is a great program. You got people trying to knock down the door to get to Buford. You got people trying to find places to live here, to get here for their kid to play football in Buford, man. Like, you're here. You just played the season. Like, you're here. Like, Daddy, I don't feel like I'm cared about as much here by my teammates. I don't feel is anything. I don't know. But if you want me to stay cool, I'll stay. Every 3 weeks, Braden will come back to his mother and I, right?
Right.
Then I started to be a little lenient with him. Like, okay, this has some legs. The kid is serious. This is the second time he's talking about it. But my wife was like, no, we just moved here. We asked him if this the place that he was going to stay in for 2 years. He said, yeah. So we sold our house. We did all of this other stuff for him to be able to play here and be eligible. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. 3 weeks later, the kid comes back. All the way through like that second semester. This is February, March, comes back. So we get to like padded camp time, and he just not feeling it. I see he's hanging out by himself. I go to watch practice. He's hanging out by himself, not really talking to nobody. Nobody's really talking to him. None of that. He stands up with the team, and he was just by himself like the whole time. I'm like, something ain't right. Like, what's up with this? So the kid was just like, Dad, I don't really have any real friends. I got guys I talk to, but my friends they're not here. and I know we got to go through a lot, but I'm just not really enjoying it. It's my senior year, and I'm not really having a whole lot of fun. It doesn't seem as a close. It's just not for me. He just felt like going into Buford was something that was harm done to him because he didn't have any connections there, right? Everybody
Right.
else that were there, they've been there to like together. But the poor kid, man, we forced him. Well, more so his mom than me, but it is what it is. But
Right.
we was forcing him to be that, man, and the kid was just like, man, okay, if I got to stay here and I'm not as happy here playing with these guys, and I don't really have any friends on the team, I want to leave. I don't want to play here, and I don't think I'm gonna play football like this year. So I said, Braden, I said, are you using this excuse to not play football because you don't want to play football? Maybe you think about that. Is it something you don't want to do and you don't know how to tell us that you don't want to play football anymore when you're
Right.
almost to where you want to be? He was like, no. I 100% plan on going to Clemson in December, playing football, and going to the NFL. I 100% feel like that's what I'm going to do. I don't have to play football like this year. I'm not happy, just a whole lot. He didn't really feel a connection with his coach. You know, it was just a whole lot of things, man. But nonetheless, my wife and I, we were really trying to force him to do so. I mean, the kid did everything we asked him, like to do. So he came home like one day, like after Camp Buford or whatever it was that they had when the guys stay there. He said, I'm not going back over there. I said, what? He said, I'm not going back. I'm done. I'm done playing over there. I'm like, what you mean, son? I'm like, I'm done. I'm just gonna go to school. If you guys don't want to take me to another school or take me where the guys even now, he said, I want to go to Milton. I said, well, why Milton? He said, well, that's where everybody you coached is that. Like, there's guys on Milton's team that have been playing with him since he was 7 years old.
Oh
So
wow.
he knew they cared about him, right?
Mm.
He knew they cared about him. And I said, have anybody that reached out to you about anything? And we're like, no. I just see the majority of my teammates over there, and that's where I want to go finish my high school career. Over there with the boys I know that care about me and the guys I've been going to battle with since we were 7, 8 years old. So I was
Man.
like, and they had a good bit of the guys that he went to St. Francis with. Played
Right.
up through the North. Some of them was there from the age of 11. They went to middle school together in St. Francis. Played freshman, sophomore year together in St. Francis. So he that's where I want to go. I want to go play with my boys. If I want to go anywhere, I want to go play and finish my high school career with the guys I started playing with. I said,
Mm-hmm.
son, but you had beautiful. Like, this is beautiful. Like, we really tried to make him stay. We really tried, but it just wasn't working, man. And the kid wanted to go. And ever since, and I know this is probably a problem for any team. When you already short a lineman and you need linemen and your starting left tackle just up and leaves, I get the upset. I get why Buford is upset. The coaches, I get why they're upset, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my son's happiness comes first, man. And just like we wanted him to stay there, we wanted him to be happy. We see a totally different guy now that we've seen over the last year and a half. He's a
Right.
totally different kid than he was then. He's celebrating with his teammates now. He's posting on Instagram. He don't ever do that. His mom ran his Instagram page for a long time, man. And yeah, so he's doing all of this stuff now. He's happy. He's hanging out with his teammates. Like, he will come home from practice and go in his room and play his game. Braden got a girlfriend at Buford, and he still wanted to leave. He still wanted to
Man.
leave. This is just not this is a girl he spent a lot of time with,
Right.
and he still to leave there. So I can't be mad at the kid for wanting to leave and wanting to go find something where he was happy and wanting to go play with people who he felt like cared about him. Not only him as a football player, but cared about his well-being. Like, not the coaches per se, but the kids on the team who know him, who played with him from the age of 7 all the way to now. So I can't blame him. So, man, we made a quick move and made it happen, man, so we could be eligible. And I get why people are angry. The coaches anyway, everybody else, they could be mad. They need to worry about their own kids and what's going on there and try not to go on 2 this week. So,
Oh Lord.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of stuff was said out of there, man. A lot of
Right.
stuff was said out of there, myself and my family and stuff like that. So we was going to take Quinn back to Beaufort.
Right.
We was over and we put our house up for sale. And if our house would have sold, we were going to go get another crib because Quinn wanted to go to Beaufort. But after all the stuff that had been coming out and the kids got hold of this passage that some parent wrote and posted it in a group, and it got all through social media. So Quinn looked at me like, I don't want to go back there either. We was going to take him back. We was going to take him back there in January. That's how much we
Right.
believe in the program. We believe, my wife and I believe in the Beaufort program. We believe in the
Right.
program.
Right.
After all of that, I'm like, dude, no. He was like, all right, cool. I'm going to stay at Milton then. And that's what it was. And that's where we at now. Braden just didn't want to be there, man. He just didn't want to
And we're
be
talking
there.
about and really, and for those that don't know, Braden is the 4-star. He's class of 25, but Quinn is a class of 27, is he?
28.
Class of 28, and he's more of an edge rusher, correct?
The edge rusher, the kid right now is 6'2.5", almost 6'3", about 215 pounds, straight muscle. He's going to be a better athlete than Braden. No question about that. Braden's a great athlete, so don't get me wrong, but Quinn's going to be a guy that's about 6'5", standing about at 270, really coming off the edge, fast, good hands, good speed, good, strength going to be good. I got no doubt in my mind that he'll be a top edge rusher coming out of his class.
Oh wow, man, that's got to be exciting, man. So how's it feel? Like you got two dogs in the kennel, you got one you're sending to Clemson, you got another one that'll be playing Power 4 football in a little while. As a father, how good is it to just sit back and say, man, like I did a good job raising two boys?
Yeah, man. With my wife and I, man, we kind of put it all into the kids, man. Like, they wanted to play football and they wanted to go to the next level. They wanted to continue to go to each level up. So I know I got a lot of resources I have. I've been to every level of football, and I told them what they got to do. Like, this is what you got to do. It's take sacrifice to be able to do that. When you wake up on Saturday morning and I want you to go push a sled, you got to go push that damn sled versus playing a video game. So it's just a sacrifice that they got to make. And the kids have been nothing short of extraordinary, man. My wife has been nothing short of perfect with being that supportive person for them. Because trust me, times playing through me and playing under me, they needed her support. Because I wasn't the easiest guy to play for, and every kid I coached could probably tell you that. I was hard on them. I was real hard on them because once you tell me what it is you want to do and the goals that you want to achieve, if it's somewhere that I've been and know what it takes to be there, I'm on your ass. I'm going to make sure you do what's needed to get there because I want you to achieve your goals just as much as you do.
Right. Man. BJ, where can everybody find you on social media?
Man, well, you already know it. Just go to Brandon Jacobs on Instagram. That's TD record 27. Y'all go over that again. That's NYG T as in touchdown record 27. And that's Instagram and of course Twitter. I'm Brandon Jacobs 27 on Twitter. Braden is Braden Jacobs 27. I'm sorry, Braden Jacobs 77 on Twitter and Instagram. And Quinn is the Quinn Jacobs 26 on Instagram, I want to say. He be changing his handle, but that's where you can find the Jacobs clan at right there, man. So, Duke, listen, I really appreciate the interview, man. I like what you're doing so far. Watching you grow has been something great, seeing where you started at. So, man, I really appreciate the grind that you're going to put down.
Nah, man, I appreciate it, man. We go back, man, and it's always good just to be able to kind of circle back, man, and do it this way. Hey, before we get out of here, we had a conversation. BJ, is it a chance that you're going to strap it up again? I keep hearing about you possibly being an edge rusher or possibly a running back, and you look like you're in great shape. Is it a chance you'll strap it up again?
Absolutely not. I trained and try to get ready to come back and be an edge rusher, but my body didn't recover in a timely manner. It needed to recover to be able to get back to battle. So
okay,
I think that alone was going to be something that stopped me from being able to make that attempt, to try that attempt, because I trained for like 4 or 5 weeks straight, was getting in shape, lifting. But after those like 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, a lot of pain started to sit in. And I tried to go back out there the next day. I couldn't do it. The next day I couldn't do it. The next day I couldn't do it. That's 3 or 4 days of rest, which I wouldn't have if I played in the league.
Right.
So that told me right there, you might feel like you're in great shape, but your body is not recovering like it needs to be recovering to be able to go back to battle that next Sunday or Thursday or Monday, whatever it was. Yeah. So I kind of took that and put it in the trash can, man, and never went back to it.
Hey, man, it's always good. It's always fun. And shoot, man, we'll do it again before the season over with.
Yeah, man. Dude, I appreciate you, brother.
I'm here live with composite 4-star receiver and Baylor commit Taz Williams. Taz, what's going on?
Hey, what up? What up?
All right, Taz, we're going to talk about the commitment later, but right now, we got to talk about another commitment. There was a fan of yours that he was so much of a fan that he said if you committed to Baylor, he would get a tattoo in your honor. Please tell me what happened.
So, it was like a couple days before my commitment date. This dude put a tweet out. He was like, if Taz Williams Jr. commits to Baylor, I'll get a tattoo on my butt cheeks. I seen it. I was like, what, bro? I screenshotted it because I had scheduled a visit to Baylor at the end of the month. And then I guess all the Baylor fans started to pick up a little bit. I started to guess, started seeing that I could possibly pick Baylor. And then I end up, on the 13th, I end up committing to Baylor. Like on a live stream, I called him out. It's the first thing that came in my head. I was like, oh, yeah, bro, got to get that tattoo on. He should have put that tweet out. And then I hit him up. I DM'd him. He said he's going to do it. He was down. We set up a date and everything for me to go down there. He got the tattoo. If y'all ain't see it, it's on my Instagram. It's on social media everywhere.
Yeah, matter of fact, hey, we're going to cut to that right quick.
But, so he got that, and that was crazy. It was crazy. He's a real one. He held up his part of the bargain. What he said. But shout out to him though. Shout out Scow and the tattoo place.
What was it? Was it your name or was it the Baylor logo? So, what was it?
So it was a Tasmanian devil with a Baylor bucket hat, a foam finger with my autograph at the bottom.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How does that feel? How does that make you feel about Baylor fans? Like Baylor fans, now I don't think I've seen any commitment like that from a fan in history. Yeah, how did that make you feel about your decision when it came to Baylor?
It made me feel like I made the right decision. That the fans really enjoy the recruits, especially with this 25 class we building.
Right.
I feel like the fans most definitely are loving it.
So besides the tattoos, why Baylor? You had what, 55, 56 offers?
Yeah, 56. Like
56 offers of everywhere in the land. Why Baylor?
I'm big on trust. I ain't gonna lie. People still, I still get asked this question. I get asked this question like every day. People still say I should have went here. But I'm like, you don't know how the process goes. Some people don't know how the process goes. Mm-hmm. Stuff got lined up right, and everybody want different things in the school. I'm big on trust. Coach Hall, I trust him. Coach Baker, Coach A, Coach Aranda, all them dudes. I mean, all them guys, I trust them. And I want to be a freshman All-American. Baylor's a place I feel like I could do that, especially in Coach Spav's offense.
Mm-hmm. So when you think about the year that you had last year, and possibly even as highly ranked as you are, a lot of people feel like you're still underrated. When you think about your ranking and you look at some of your peers and you say, you know what, I know I'm at least here. What are you thinking about, and how do you let that affect your mentality going into the season, and what do you plan to prove?
It just fueled my fire, but I really don't get mad because I can't do nothing about that. I'm the one playing the game. I'm the one that's in it, putting the stats to film. If some dudes want to pick this dude over me or over another dude because he like him better or he like what he got going, then that's what he like. So I can't really control. I only control what I control. I control what I do in the field. So I just try my best to make sure I put my best foot forward and my best performance every week.
So the show is called the 5-Star Flex, and the slogan is where the 5-star is a mentality, not a ranking. Yeah. Where do you get that 5-star mentality from? Because every time I've talked to you or even anybody around you, You handle your business as if you're the #1 receiver of the country. Where do you get that mentality from?
I always think I'm the best receiver or the best player on the field and in the country. So, and I just work. I just try to outwork everybody. That's my mentality.
So you choose Baylor, and you get to Baylor. What's your favorite part on campus when you get to campus?
The field.
The field. I like it. What was different about it?
I just like the way it felt, and it's like campus is like it's open. It's like they got live beers on campus. I didn't know that until I took the visit. Yeah, in fact, I didn't know that they got live beers on campus. I seen that. I'm like, I never seen nothing like that a day in my life. And it just is like it's in Texas too, so it's always sunny. It's not like gloomy, and I just get like a uplift feel when I'm on campus, and it's like a nice campus, beautiful.
No, for sure. What was Coach Aranda's message to you after you told him you wanted to come there, and how excited was he?
He was real excited. He just told me just keep working. We try to build this thing, and build this 25 class.
Are you playing like you're a really big figure in the Dallas area, and there's plenty of talent there. Is there anybody in the Dallas area that you're trying to get to come to school with you at Baylor?
Trying to get everybody.
Get them all.
Get everybody.
All right, so look, if you go out, do you got tattoos?
Yeah, I got 4.
All right, listen. You go out and you win freshman All-American. You become a freshman All-American. Is there a certain tattoo that you think you would get to signify that?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'll find some space.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Hey, we gotta get with the fan. He gotta help us on that one.
Facts.
Hey, what was his name?
Scal.
Scal?
Yeah, Scal. Scal.
All right, Scal. Hey, man. Hey, shout out to Scal. That's hella dedication, man. Like for sure. And I never knew that Baylor fans went that hard. They definitely opened my eyes, and I got to get some more Baylor Bears on my show. Taz, where can everybody find you on social media?
My Instagram is Taz.1x. My Twitter is Taz_1x. I'm also on TikTok, Lil Taz Vert.
All right, so Taz, let's give a message to the Baylor faithful about what they're getting with Taz Williams Jr.
Obviously, you're going to get one of the best recruiters in the class. Like as y'all see, you're going to get a receiver who his game is I can run past you, through you, around you. I'm very versatile. And you don't got to worry about me getting in trouble off the field because I've never been that type of dude. So just get ready to see some highlights and some big plays my freshman year.
For sure, man. Taz, thanks again, man. Congratulations and have a good time, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, for sure.